What is it? Yeah. First slogan. Next and I need to take. Right. Hare Krishna. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. No, actually it is Radhika Prem Prabhu's class, but he went for a yatra next this week, and the next week also he is not there. This week I will be taking, and next week some other devotee will take. Actually, for those who are attending on the Zoom, I try.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, those who are on Zoom, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Alok Prabhuji, can you mute yourself?
I will bring one earphone. Anyone of you have earphone? Earphone. So for those who are on the Zoom, I'll bring it in my office. Hare Krishna. Those who are online, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, you're audible.
Anup Prabhuji, please mute yourself. There is too much of
You
noise.
can
in
see
the
the
background.
names of the devotees who are online. Those who are here, you just share your name and afterwards we'll start our class. You can start. Rajesh. Yes. You know. Okay.
We can't hear you, Prabhuji.
We will start with Nectar of instruction, text number 2. You can repeat after me. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangaccha laulyam cha Sadbir One's devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in the following 6 activities: eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. Second, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. Third, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. Fourth, practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. Fifth, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. And sixth, being greedy for mundane achievements. So these are the 6 things that spoil the devotional service. So the nectar of instruction, the takes one from the 9 stages of bhakti. There are 9 stages in bhakti: Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anardha Nivrutti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. Anyone who comes into bhakti, they go through all these stages. So initially, we have little Shraddha. Even that Shraddha is also created by devotee association. So initially, the devotees, they are searching after us. We see now also many of the devotees keeping the bookstalls, or they constructed temples, or they distribute prasad. Someone may come in contact with these devotional items, like they take darshan and they appreciate. So how nicely the Lord is dressed. Immediately they get a sukruti. Or in train, someone is eating prasad and he has extra prasad, he gave it to someone. And he accepted that and he appreciated, oh, very nice prasad. Immediately he developed a little very nice prasad, not very nice prasad, very nice food. He doesn't know it is prasad. For him, it is just a food. So he accepted that food and appreciated, but unknowingly is appreciating the something related to bhakti. Immediately he gets a little sukruti. Or someone is have a garden and he is spraying water, and he watered tulsi also. For him, tulsi is another plant, but unknowingly he served a devotee. So he gains little more sukruti. In that way, when that sukruti gets accumulated and becomes a sizable chunk, it turns into shraddha. So in that way, the devotees, they create the sukruti. They create sukruti by constructing big temples, by distributing prasad, all these things. In that way, one develops shraddha. When he develops shraddha, he himself seeks for the association of devotees. For example, now all of you are coming all the way to the temple. Previously, devotees are coming to your home and requesting, please come to temple, like that. Now you yourself come because that Shraddha is there. So when the Shraddha is there, what one does? He does Sadhu Sangha. He associates with the devotees. When he associates with the devotees, what happens? Devotee tells, do Bhajana Kriya, chant the holy name. So he starts chanting the holy name, Bhajana Kriya. When the chanting starts, what happens is the Anardha Nivrutti. The lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion, which are accumulated in the heart, they slowly disappearing. That is called Anardha Nivrutti. When that Anardha Nivrutti happens, then the stage comes Nishtha. Nishtha is also faith only. Initial faith, that Shraddha, it is very like a banana tree. Even if elephant comes, it can uproot it and throw it away. But the Nishta stage, the faith is very strong. It is like a banyan tree. Even a huge elephant comes, it can't do anything. So the Shraddha, when another nivritti happens, the faith that have is very, very deeply rooted and it can't be shaken. Then Ruchi comes. Now also we are chanting, but somehow we chant, complete the rounds and keep the beat back. There is no taste. Why 16 rounds like that we think. But when the Ruchi stage comes, why only 16 rounds? Let me chant more, let me chant more. Then comes Asakti. Then comes Bhava. Bhava is a person's identity with the Supreme Lord is revealed. Whether Jiva is Saka or Gopi or Vatsalyaras or Shantaras or is a peacock. His Swabhava is revealed at the stage of Bhava with Krishna, and Prema that not only revealed, that is engaged. He starts engaging in that Swarupa service to the Lord. So the first three slokas, they discuss about Shraddha. One who has Shraddha, he need to accept a Guru. What is the, anyone can say that I have Shraddha. But what is the proof? If you have Shraddha, you need to accept a spiritual master. And how to find the spiritual master? The first sloka defines. You need to see the minimum qualification of spiritual master is Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jihva Vegam, Udaropasta Vegam, Etan Veganyo Visahet Dira, Sarvan Abhima, Prudvin Sasisya. So one who has controlled all these six urges of the speech, urges of the mind, urges of the anger, urges of the tongue, urges of the genitals, and urges of the belly. One who controls these six urges, he can accept the disciples all over the world. So the devotee who has this Shraddha, he need to see who is the Guru, who controlled these six urges. Let me accept him as my spiritual master. So that is the first. And the second sloka is telling what are the unfavorable things for the practice of devotional service. And third tells what are the favorable things that are what are the favorable things for the devotional service. So in that way, one who has Shraddha, he need to accept a Guru. He need to avoid those which are unfavorable. He need to accept which are favorable. So this is the minimum. Then we can say that that person has Shraddha. Otherwise, he may be associating with non-devotees continuously. And that means no Shraddha. So one who does these first three slokas, these three slokas represent the Shraddha stage, and 4 to 6 represents the Sadhu Sangha. In Sadhu Sangha, what we need to do? Dadati Pratigrahnati, give them gifts, accept gifts from the devotees, reveal your mind. When they reveal mind here, or call them for prasad. When they invite you for prasad, go and accept. So these are the fourth sloka. Fifth and sixth also similarly. Various Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama devotees are there. How to associate with them? That is how the Sadhu Sangha is described. Then next comes the Bhajana Kriya. The chanting appears like a bitter for the one who is suffering with jaundice. For him, the sugarcane juice appears very bitter. But the same thing is medicine for him. So similarly, the bhakti process appears bitter for a person who is afflicted with avidya. But the same thing is cure for that avidya. So when he overcomes that avidya, same bhakti appears very pleasurable. So that is how bhajana kriya, and the next slokas comes. So first we are discussing about the Shraddha. One who has Shraddha, he need to deny the unfavorable things. Those unfavorable things, what are the unfavorable things? These are the 6 things. Atyahara, accepting, eating more than required or collecting more than required. Prayasascha means over endeavor. Sometimes some people do two jobs. They do morning one job, evening one job. After that, they sleep and they compromise on bhakti also, japa, etc. So that is the prayas, prajalpa, mundane talks, niyamagraha, following the rules but without knowing the purpose. Janasangacha, associating with non-devotees. Laulyamcha, greedy for mundane achievements. These are the unfavorable things. Just as someone is singer, he need to follow some favorable, some unfavorable. He need to follow the favorable, he need to reject the unfavorable. Can you tell what are the unfavorable things for a singer? Huh? Eating the cold things, eating oily things, not doing the rehearsal correct. These are unfavorable, like smoking, drinking alcohol, drinking caffeine, coffee, tea. They dehydrate. They make the throat dry. He can't sing proper or yelling loudly that harms the vocal cords or whispering. So these are the unfavorable things. What are the favorable things for a singer? Huh? Practice. It is mentioned. Discipline in practice, proper diet, proper rest, and it is also mentioned taking honey will help, herbal tea, all these things are mentioned. So that is if he follows those things, favorable things and avoid unfavorable, he can become a good singer. Similarly, to become a good devotee, one need to avoid these 6 unfavorable things. One need to follow the 6 favorable things, which will be explained in the next sloka. Utsaha Nichya Dhairya. So these are the unfavorable things: eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. And Niyamagraha has 2 aspects: practicing the spiritual rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement. This is one aspect of Niyamagraha. They follow the rules but without understanding the purpose. Every rule is there for spiritual advancement, but without understanding the purpose, they just follow the rule, are completely rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. And 5th is associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, being greedy for mundane achievements. So this sloka has around 25 paragraphs. The first 4 paragraphs, they describe about the simple living and high thinking, and also the 3 energies of the Lord, they are described. PPT, no? Yeah. Human life is meant for plain living and high thinking. Since all conditioned living beings are under the control of the Lord's third energy, this material world is designed so that one is obliged to work. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has 3 primary energies or potencies. The first is called Antaranga Shakti or the internal potency. The second is called Tatastha Shakti or the marginal potency. The third is called Bahiranga Shakti or the external potency. The living entities constitute the marginal potency and they are situated between the internal and external potencies. Being subordinate as eternal servants of the Supreme Lord, the Jivas or atomic living entities must remain under the control of either the internal or external potency. When they are under the control of the internal potency, they display their natural constitutional activity, namely constant engagement in devotional service of the Lord. This is described in Bhagavad Gita, Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Daivim Prakriti Mashrita Bhajan Tananya Manaso Jnatva Bhutadi Avyayam. O son of Pruta, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So there are three energies, Antaranga, Bahiranga, and Tatastha. Within Tatastha comes the living entities, the Jivas. Tata means bank. Radha Kunda Tata means the bank of the Radha Kunda. Samudra Tata means the beach where the people sit. So the beach or the Tata, it is neither considered as the part of ocean nor considered as the part of the land. It is some moisture land. So Jiva is also like that only. In the middle, there is internal potency, there is external potency. Jiva is on the Tata, on the bank. So sometimes we feel very excited. Let me practice bhakti nicely. And I will go to Yatra, only prasad, nothing else. So we are very into internal potency. And sometimes unknowingly or because of aparad, we don't know, suddenly we are into external potency. So that's why a living entity is both Tatastha Shakti is sometimes in external energy, sometimes in the internal energy. So this Tatastha also has two people. One is Mahatmas, another is Duratmas. Mahatmas are always under the Antaranga Shakti only. They are Siddhas. And others, they are under the influence of Bahiranga Shakti. Okay. Now I will show you some examples. You need to tell whether each example falls into internal, external, or Tatastha Shakti. Birds, which energy? Tatastha Shakti, because Jiva. iPhone, external energy. Vrindavan, internal energy. Cricket bat,
External.
trees,
Tatastha.
Tatastha. Jiva, na? There is a soul in the tree. Okay. The paragraph 2 tells about the broad-minded and the cripple-minded. The word Mahatma refers to those who are broad-minded, not cripple-minded. Cripple-minded persons always engaged in satisfying their senses, sometimes expand their activities in order to do good for others through some isms like nationalism, humanitarianism, or altruism. They may reject personal sense gratification for the sense gratification of others, like the members of their family, community, or society, either national or international. Actually, all this is extended sense gratification from personal to communal to social. This may be all be very good from the material point of view, but such activities have no spiritual value. The basis of such activity is sense gratification, either personal or extended. Only when a person gratifies the senses of the Lord can he be called as Mahatma or broad-minded person. So Mahatma refers to the who are broad-minded. Cripple-minded persons always engaged in satisfying their senses, either personal sense gratification or sometimes they sacrifice their sense gratification for the sake of others. Like in villages, we see some man may be having 5 sisters. So he want to get them all married. So elder, second one, third one, because dowry is required. By the time last sister got married, he already reached 40 years. And he decides that let me not marry. Either voluntarily or no one is ready to give him a girl for marriage because he's already 40 years. So there is a sacrifice. He sacrificed his sense gratification for the sake of others, for the family members. We may say that, oh, Mahatma is a great person because he sacrificed his sense gratification. Definitely a great person compared to the other people who are there in the world. Yesterday only I was reading in newspaper. Reading newspaper is Prajalpa. It comes in the next third item. But somehow I am attached to that, not able to give it up. Trying and again goes. There in that I was reading, 2 people in Tamil Nadu, they took 3 crore rupees insurance on his father. And they released one snake in the bed. And he died, father died. So they went to claim that money. So but insurance people, they also got out. These people are very small persons, not so much income. Why they made 3 crore rupees policy? And they interrogated. Then they understood that actually they themselves killed the father. Compared to such kind of people, this person is really a great person who is getting married, his 5 daughters, 5 sisters, and he himself not getting married. But at the same time, from the Bhagavad Gita point of view, he can't be called as Mahatma just for that activity. Of course, if he chants the holy name, he is also Mahatma. But just for that activity of sacrificing his sense gratification for others doesn't make him the Mahatma. Mahatma means Bhajan Tananya Manasa, one who is engaged in the devotional service. Or one leader is there previously. He traveled all over India for inspiring people for the freedom. He can be called as Mahatma not just for that activity. That is, he is traveling all over India is not so easy. We go for Yatra yearly once or twice. We feel so much exhausted. He is traveling all over the India for several years. He is sacrificing his sense gratification for the sake of whole country. It is a great thing. But at the same time, he can't be called as Mahatma just for that activity. If he chants the holy name, he can be also called as the Mahatma. When a person gratifies the senses of the Supreme Lord, can he be called a Mahatma or broad-minded person? Mahatma nastu mam parda daivim prakriti masrita bhajantananya manso jnatva bhutalim avyayam. Who is Mahatma? One who gratifies the senses of the Lord. Who is cripple-minded? Those who do personal sense gratification or extended sense gratification. What is meant by extended sense gratification? Serving the society by helping others.
Example which you give that can be that brother wala example. Extended sense gratification.
Extended sense gratification. Because he is not serving the Lord. He is serving the world. So Mahatma, under the control of internal potency, broad-minded, engaged in gratifying the senses of the Lord. Duratma means under the control of external potency, cripple-minded, engaged in personal or extended sense gratification. And he is subjected to the threefold miseries. So Daivi Prakruti means Srimati Radharani or her expansion Lakshmi Devi. So Mahatmas, they are under the protection of the Srimati Radharani or Lakshmi Devi and serve the Lord. When they are in internal energy, their only engagement is the satisfaction of Krishna or Vishnu. Whereas the cripple-minded Duratmas, they are put under the control of the Lord's external potency, Mahamaya. Mahamaya means three glaciers. What are the three glaciers? You might have attended the JOSD. Adhyatmik,
Adi
Adidaivic,
Daivik,
Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik.
Adi Bhautik.
Which category it falls? Heavy rains.
Adi
No.
Daivik.
Adi Devik.
Who gives the rains?
Indra Dev.
Of course, everything is Lord only. Lord is arranging through whom? Indra.
Indra Dev.
Heavy rains are coming from Indra, Deva, Adi Daiva, Adi Daivik. Depression,
Adi Atyatmik.
Adhyatmik.
Adi Atmik. So body and mind, they are the Adi Atmik. Mosquito bite,
Adi Bhautik.
Adi Bhautik.
Adi Bhautik. Misery is coming from the other living entities. So this Govindas is renovated recently. During that renovation period, no food is made, no prasad is made. Generally, so much food waste comes from the Govindas, and many rats live on that. For 3-4 months under when the renovation period, they don't have any food from the Govindas. They spread all over the temple. It was a big problem. I sleep in the next hall here. I have a mosquito net which don't have the covering in the bottom. Bottom it is open square kind of thing. So night something is going on up and down. I realized what is this? I switched on the mobile light, saw the rat. It came inside. It also want to escape. It started nibbling the fingers, my finger. As soon as it little nibble, I understood. That is the anesthesia bite. It gives anesthesia. If you don't woke up at that time, now it eats little portion of that finger. So immediately I got up and it also not able to escape. It came somehow, but not able to escape because net is removed the net, then it went. I'm not able to sleep on that night, thinking when it will come again. So, Adi Bhautik miseries. Biting tongue with one's own teeth.
Adhyatmik.
Adhyatmik.
Adi Atmik. Chastisement from employer.
Adi Bhautik.
Sunstroke.
Adi Daivik.
Adi
Adi
Daivik.
Daivik.
The first one. It will come in the, he is the one who is giving. So, Duratmas, they are kept into the Mahamaya. So, in that way, they go through these three kinds of miseries. Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, and Adidaivik, like earthquake, etc. So, from the paragraph 5, Prabhupada writes about the Atyahar. Everyone requires possessions such as food grains, clothing, money, and other things necessary for the maintenance of the body. But one should not collect more than necessary for his actual basic needs. If this natural principle is followed, there will be no difficulty in maintaining the body. According to nature's arrangement, living entities lower on evolutionary scale do not eat or collect more than necessary. Can you speak down? Consequently, in the animal kingdom, there is generally no economic problem or scarcity of necessities. If a bag of rice is placed in a public place, birds will come to eat a few grains and go away. A human being, however, will take away the whole bag. He will eat all his stomach and can hold and then try to keep the rest in storage. According to scriptures, this collecting of more than necessary is prohibited. Now the entire world is suffering because of it. So this is the atyahar. One should not collect more than necessary, and one should not eat more than necessary.
Prabhuji, we can't listen. We can't move.
I don't know. I did not verify it, but I saw somewhere the door to the dining area of the Alcobaça monastery in Portugal was made narrow so that monks who got too fat were forced to go into fasting. So it is so narrow. If you are becoming more, there is no entry for you. So they have to do fasting. So if we eat the junk food, etc., the health will also spoil. Prabhupada writes, the Ayurvedic system is to take half of what you can eat only. The fill 1/4 with water and leave 1/4 for air. That will make for proper digestion. Little rice, dal, some vegetables, some chapatis, like that. But eat right to the point to keep health steady. We should eat Krishna Prasad, nothing more. Not in the hotel, not in the restaurant. Simply Krishna Prasad that will keep me purified always. Other place Prabhupada writes, eating should be minimal. Too much eating leads to too much sleeping and then sex desire. So management should be done very carefully to see that there is not easygoing, lazy attitude which will only end in fall down. So Prabhupada writes, no atyahar in the animal kingdom. If we keep a bag of rice, the bird comes, take few grains and go away. The cow comes, eats to its stomach, maybe 1/4 of the bag, and it go away. But when the human comes, he sees this side, that side, and pick up the whole bag and goes away. So that's why the Niti Shastra say, Parishramo mitahara besaje sulabhe mama nityam te sevamanasya vyadibhyo nasti te bhayam. Parishrama means hard work. Mitahara, light food. Besaje means medicine. Sulabhe mama. So what is the easily available medicine? That is the hard work and the light food. This is the readily available medicine for any disease. If you do this daily, nityam te seva manasya, vyadibhyo nasti te bhayam. You shall not be afraid of any ailment, any disease. No vyadi will come. I saw while traveling in the train going to Andhra Pradesh, one family came, mother, father, and it is a full of food. So they took so several items and finally then cookies. They brought one cookies dabba also. Then at Lonavala they purchased 200 rupees chikkis. And the chai wala, they oh chai wala idhar, they drank the tea. So like fully going, and then he removed another bag which is small one, medium size, that is full of medicines. He took 3 tablets and swallowed. Again in the dinner same thing, all the items, and again 3 tablets. So of course those who are in this class, some of us also may be taking the medicine regularly, because of our karma also, we may get the diseases. Not to insult, but the Shastra is like our mother. Mother always thinks about the good for the children. Shastra is telling, if you follow this, you will be healthy. So I myself fail to follow. I also don't know. That's why I did not write the reference. Somewhere it came in the next is from Kurma Quran that I will tell, which is also similar. So at present also I have cold. I know clearly it is because of Atyahar. While eating only, I will understand. I will be going to fall sick in 2-3 days. But most difficult thing to control is the tongue. So we need to be follow this. The Kurma Purana tells, Anarogyam, Anayushyam, Asvargyam, Chati Bhojanam, Apunyam, Loka Vidvishtam, Tasmatat Parivrajet. As it prevents good health, Anarogyam reduces one's duration of life, Anayushyam, Ayushya reduces. Asvargyam, it becomes obstacle to go to Swarga. Cha Atibhojanam. Atibhojanam is eating more. Apunyam, Loka Vidvishtam, and people also laugh. Oh, see, kitna kar hai. I say, they keep laughing. Tasmat tat parivrajye. That's why give it up, the atyahar. One should refrain from the overeating. Then by saying that example of the bird and cow, human, the bag of rice, we may feel that bird and cow, they are less intelligent. They don't think about future. But we are intelligent people. What is the problem in storing? He takes the bag and stores. What is the problem? Because he is intelligent. They are not intelligent. So there is no problem in storing, but the grabbing mentality, that is the problem. We generally try to grab irrespective of utility in the future or not. Like during the World War II, one person, the sudden rise in the prices of the rice in India, Calcutta, the Prabhupada also writes, suddenly it was 5 rupees, in half an hour it changed to 50 rupees. So one of the person, he accumulated so much rice and he earned so much money and he started worshipping Hitler because he got that much money because of Hitler. So that kind of grabbing mentality, that is the what condemned. And deprivation for others. Although we know that if I take this, someone will be not getting it. Still, we grab that. That is what everyone in this world feels, that I have something missing in life. And they do so many things to pull that emptiness. Amesha, in the mind, always there is a vacant, something is lacking, something is lacking, something is lacking. So, to fill that, some fill their belly with food, some fill their home with accessories, washing machine, fridge, TV, so many things. Some fill their bank account with money. Some fill their nameplate with degrees. I saw some person, so many degrees, BLB, LLB, so many, I don't know the names also. So many things are there. Some fill their brains with information. But only things which is empty is the heart or want of genuine love. So that will come by keeping Krishna in the center. So that is how Atyahara, if we are doing Atyahara means, it is a symptom that heart is empty, trying to fill it with various things. But it will not be filled with all those things. Okay, now we'll go to the second point, Prayasa. You need to share your experience, take 1 minute time. If you have seen someone over endeavoring, share that experience.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you please share that last slide? Last slide.
Devotee is sharing, I think, online. I don't know how you will hear. Hare Krishna. Okay, you're not sharing. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mandar Gaude Prabhu, I made you co-host. If someone unmutes now, unintentionally, you mute them. One more person also I will make co-host.
Sure, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay, anyone like to share from here? Over endeavoring. Over endeavor means one example I want, not general principle.
My grandfather,
No.
mother's side, there is a lot of money. Then he saw him dying. I suffering for 3 years on the bed. Could not take anything between obviously. And then property problems between the siblings. Nothing that I seen.
No, he endeavored or over endeavored?
Over and under.
Based on what you told, over endeavored.
Hyper, there was small loss, everything.
Okay.
And those kind of always talking about money. Not very emotional.
Okay, anyone else like to share? Okay, we'll go to.
When you are in a job and you have a designation and then you are trying very hard to reach the next level, but you're not given that, that position. But still you keep on trying. It's futile because it's after all, it's in God's hand. Whenever, he will come, he will give you that position. You have to keep on trying. It's one day it's futile. It's I just and which I think most of us do in our organization, in our workplaces. This is what I've seen. Yes.
So prayasa, second this one. Collecting and eating more than necessary also causes prayasa or unnecessary endeavor. By God's arrangement, anyone in any part of the world can live very peacefully if he has some land and a milk cow. There is no need for man to move from one place to another to earn a livelihood, for one can produce food grains locally and get milk from the cows. That can solve all economic problems. Fortunately, man has been given higher intelligence for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness or the understanding of God, one's relationship with Him, and the ultimate goal of life, love of God. Unfortunately, so-called civilized man, not caring for God realization, utilizes his intelligence to get more than necessary and simply eat to satisfy the tongue. By God's arrangement, there is sufficient scope for the production of milk and grains for human beings all over the world. But instead of using his higher intelligence to cultivate God consciousness, so-called intelligent men misuse their intelligence to produce many unnecessary and unwanted things. Thus, factories, slaughterhouses, brothels, and liquor shops are opened. If people are advised not to collect too many goods, eat too much, or work unnecessarily to possess artificial amenities, they think they are being advised to return to a primitive way of life. Generally, people do not like to accept plain living and high thinking. That is their unfortunate position. So Prabhupada writes, Prayas, what is needed for peaceful living? As per Srila Prabhupada, land and cow. That's all. Food grains and to drink milk and chant the holy name. What is the purpose of humans' higher intelligence? God consciousness, to understand love of God. But how modern man is using his higher intelligence? To make accumulate more and more unnecessary things. What all things Prabhupada mentions not required for livelihood? Factories, slaughterhouses, brothels, liquor shops. So how to know as a devotee, am I doing prayas or not? Any inputs from you? What defines a prayas? Yes, Mataji told, I need a position and I'm working hard. But I realize it now. Okay, it is in Krishna's hand, I will not work only. Let it come. If Krishna wants, he will give the position. Is it like that? Or what exactly means love prayers? You are telling, Prabhuji.
Like, you should endeavor and you should not be the controller of the thing. Like, okay, I'll endeavor so much, so I will so much. You should endeavor and you leave the results in the hands of the God. Then it's the right time you get it.
Okay.
And not be attached to it.
That is, you are telling how we should work. You are telling karmanyavadikaraste mahapalesu kadachana. Do your work and don't expect the results.
If they are not in time.
That is how we should work. But how to know whether I am doing prayas or not?
Effort to leading direction of Krishna consciousness. Yes.
Uh,
Not elevate those.
Okay, means those who are grostas, they should give up job and just to do chanting and hearing.
Spiritual life and the material life.
Okay, we should balance both.
We should work for only as much as is required. So normally, like, these days just to match with everyone, like we don't see what is our status, how much do we earn, and we might, for an example, we might go for buying a 2 BHK flat, whereas we know this is gonna end up for which I have to take a lot of loan. And eventually my spiritual life and everything will be impacted. All my life is going to be impacted, but at that point of time, we feel no, this much income is coming, so we'll be able to manage. So rather than going for a small house or planning it better, we go through this. We are over endeavoring for something which we are not able to actually manage eventually, and then everything eventually.
Yeah, you have touching the point. If it affects our spiritual life, then we can understand we are doing the prayers. If there is no time for spiritual duties, then we can definitely understand I am not able to chant my 16 rounds because it takes 2 hours for chanting. If the 2 hours, if I invest in my business or invest in my job, I will get more money. Then that is prayers. So that is how Maya tricks. Maya tricks a new devotee by tempting for enjoyment. Maya tells, okay, come, new movie came, let us see. Or this restaurant food is good, This is a new devotee falls for it. But if a old person, he tells, no, no, I will not say all those things. I will not eat anywhere. But how Maya tricks the whole serious devotee by confusing the priorities. Yeah, yeah, you can chant. Definitely, chanting is more important. I am not saying wrong. Maya tells like that. But later, so first to do this, first to do the business or job, then we will do the remaining things. So that is how by confuses the priorities. That's why Prabhupada in this connection only tells Dharmasya hi apavargasya narto arthaya upakalpate nartasya dharma ekantasya kamo labhaya ismruta. Dharma should be done for what purpose? Apavargasya. There is pavarga. Pavarga means pa, pa, ba, ba, ma. Parishrama, doing so much work. Pena, home comes because of that. Bhaya, bandha, bondage. And finally, mrityu. This is pavarga. Apavarga means liberation. One is not in this parishrama, pena, bhaya, bandha, mrityu. Apavarga means liberation. So one should do all occupational engagements are certainly meant for ultimately apavarga, liberation. And why they are not there? Nartho arthaya upkalpa. And they are not performed for the material gain. The dharma should not be done for the getting the material gain. Na arthasya dharma ekantasya. Furthermore, according to sages, one who is engaged in the ultimate occupational service should never use material gain to cultivate sense gratification. In case if he gets artha also, that should be used for the dharma only, not for kama. Kamo labhaya ismruta. So dharma should be done for the sake of apavarga, liberation, and dharma should not be done for the sake of artha, and artha should not be done for the sake of kama, sense gratification. Of course, one should do the religion. Humans are no better than animals if they don't follow the dharma. We don't see several dogs coming and performing Kumbh Mela. Why? Because they don't have that intelligence. But the human beings, they have that intelligence. Without that dharma, they are no better than humans. They are not better than animals. As stated above, dharmasya apavargasya nardha yoggal. Religion is meant for attaining emancipation, not for getting, what is this? Bread. Okay. Food. Okay. Sometimes human society manufactures a system of so-called religion aimed at material advancement, but that is far from the purpose of the true dharma. Religion entails understanding the laws of God because the proper execution of these laws ultimately leads one out of material entanglement. That is the true purpose of religion. Unfortunately, people accept religion for material prosperity because of atyahar or an excessive desire for such prosperity. True religion, however, inspires people to be satisfied with the bare necessity of life while cultivating Krishna consciousness. Even though we require economic development, true religion allows only for supplying the bare necessities of material existence. Jivasya Tattva Jignasa. The real purpose of life is to inquire about the absolute truth. If our endeavor is not to inquire about the absolute truth, we will simply increase our endeavor to satisfy our artificial needs. A spiritual aspirant should avoid mundane endeavor. What is the not purpose of religion? Material advancement. What is the purpose of religion? To understand God's laws and to get out of dharmasya hi apavargasya, liberation. Okay, third unfavorable activity is prajalpa. Prajalpa means gossiping. I was telling the newspaper, addiction to newspaper, reading the newspaper. Prabhupada writes in the this. Another impediment is Prajalpa, unnecessary talking. When we mix with a few friends, we immediately begin unnecessarily talking, sounding just like croaking toads. If we must talk, we should talk about the Krishna consciousness movement. Those outside of the Krishna consciousness movement are interested in reading heaps of newspapers, magazines, and novels, solving crossword puzzles, and doing many other nonsensical things. In this fashion, people simply waste their valuable time and energy. In the Western countries, old men retired from active life play cards, fish, watch television, and debate about useless socio-political schemes. All these and other frivolous activities are included in the Prajalpa category. Intelligent persons interested in Krishna consciousness should never take part in such activities. Newspapers, useless talks, newspapers, arguments, gossip, debates, fault finding in others, speaking falsehoods, blaspheming devotees, only talk. This wastes one's valuable time and energy. What is the solution? One should speak only about topics related to Krishna consciousness. There are 5 types of speech. The topmost is the glorification of the Lord. Speaking about Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam. Next is the pleasing speech, always appreciating others. When someone, we have one devotee, Brahmachari, he appreciates every person. If we spend some time with him, you feel that even if one doesn't know any singing, he feels that I am best singer. that is how he gives that uh, appreciation, pleasing speech. Third is truthful speech. Next level is useless speech. Useless speech means Gramya Kada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells, Gramya Kada na sunebe, Gramya Kada na kahibe. Balana kaibe, balana paribe. Don't eat opulently, don't dress opulently, don't hear the Gramya Kada, don't speak Gramya Kada. Grama means village, of course, city also. In the village, you see evening time, all the Matajis, they complete their cooking, everything around 6:37. They come out of the home, 4 5 people sit on the katta, and then they discuss about that street, that girl did like this street, that boy did like this. 1 hour they discuss. Then finally the husband and come and tell, will you give the dinner? Then they say, okay, what we have to do on this? And they discuss. Again, next day they gather and continue from there. So, Gramya Katha. So, Prajalpa, useless speech, without verifying whether they are true or not. And the third is Daivadushan, blasphemous. Blasphemy is why Krishna did Rasalila, why Ram killed Wali, by hiding behind the tree, why the devotee did like this, why in criticizing the Lord, criticizing the devotees. Huh?
Ask this to understand why it's happening.
That is okay. That is not criticism. You are genuinely interested. Ah. Without understanding, just labeling. So that's why we need to be very careful about this prajalpa, useless speech. At least last 2 we should avoid. First 3 we need to follow. And the priority is from top to bottom. Glorification of is the top priority, next pleasing, next truthful. That's why Gita also tells Anudvega Karam Vakyam Satyam Prihitam Chayat. So we should speak which doesn't agitate others. And the Satyam, Priya, Hitam, beneficial. Swadhyaya, reading the scriptures. This is the austerity of the speech.
Just to please you, praise someone. That also will encourage.
just to not too much flattering also, but whatever is there now we can tell in a pleasing way. Like one person is there, he called one astrologer. That astrologer told, unfortunately, your son will die before you. And the king became very agitated and punished him. He called another astrologer. He also saw that you are so glorious, you have long duration, you outlive all your next generation people. Same thing only. And he felt very pleased. Okay, reward him. So not untruth. Same thing can be spoken in a pleasing way. Prajalpa, sensitive, deal with the struggling, and the faithful can basically this is about the some controversies happen within our institute. We want to discuss about them. So how to do in that situation? One should be sensitive. While a military man, he went to the fight and he is injured. So how one should deal with him? In a sensitive way. He also fought for the sake of country in the fighting. He got injured. So similarly, in the fight with Maya, some of the fellow soldiers maybe get hurt. So we need to be sensitive. But at the same time, we cannot allow substandards. We cannot say that, oh, it is not a fall down. It is still he is a good person. That also we cannot do. That balance should be there. Cannot allow substandards, at the same time sensitive with those who are struggling to practice bhakti. The Prajalpa saps away our spiritual energy. That's why we should discuss the subjects that nourish our Krishna consciousness. If someone discuss controversies, so respect them, but from a distance. You want to discuss the controversies, I don't mind. You can discuss, but I will be respectful towards you, but at the same time, I will not participate. Then we may feel that then how I will understand whether that is truth or not. We can ask authorities. Your counselor is there. You can ask them. That will give the right understanding of that particular controversy. Instead of our 4 or 5 of us thinking and discussing, that will not give the right understanding. Okay. Fifth activities, that is Janasangha. Janasangha refers to associating with persons not interested in Krishna consciousness. One should strictly avoid such association. Srila Narottama Das Thakur has therefore advised us to live only in the association of Krishna conscious devotees, Bhakta Sanivas. One should always engage in the service of the Lord in the association of the Lord's devotees. Association with those engaged in a similar line of business is very conducive to advancement in that business. Consequently, materialistic persons from various associations and clubs to enhance their endeavors. For example, in the business world, we find such institutions such as the Stock Exchange and Chamber of Commerce. Similarly, we have established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness to give people an opportunity to associate with those who have not forgotten Krishna. This spiritual association offered by our ISKCON movement is increasing day by day. Many people from different parts of the world are joining this society to awaken their dormant Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada writes, even the regular people also, the like-minded people come together, like Stock Exchange, Chamber of Commerce, because in that like-minded association, one can enhance their profits. Similarly, the devotees, they should associate with only devotees, not with the others. Okay, what is meant by association is doing the six things. Dadati pratigrahnate, bhukyamakyati pruchate, bhukte bhojete cheva, sadvidam priti lakshanam. You are working in some office and the colleague is there. And he asked, can you give the file? You are giving the file. That is not association. That is your functional uh, duties, their regular duties. When it becomes association, he brought some food and he tell, can you please take? And it has tamagon substance like onion, garlic. And if we accept it, that is the bhumte bhojyate chaiva. That is the association. Or revealing one's mind. You may say that yesterday I had late night, my japa is pending. I completed and slept at 11:30. That you shared with your colleague. What he tells, at 12 o'clock I slept because my japa is pending. Of course, in Bombay, everyone sleeps at 12. Majority.
Wasting time.
Ah,
Or they will be more interested to know.
they will be more interested to know. In that sense, you are giving your association. But if you are taking their advice, why are you wasting time in the night chanting? Are you mad or what? Just take rest now, proper rest. So then you are taking their association. So that will they discourage the our devotional practices, or also we get their own desires also. By generally by doing these six exchanges, we get the desires of the other person. That's why these six exchanges should be done only with the devotees. For the sake of preaching, you may do three. You can give the gifts, you can give Bhagavad Gita, you can give prasad, and you can preach, but not the other side. You can't take their food, or you can't take their advices, or you can take whatever some gift they may give, which may be not conducive to bhakti. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anurukti commentary. Okay, next we are going to Adhyaha. So there is a commentary written by Saraswati Thakur for Nectar of Instruction, which is called Anurukti. So Prabhupada also quoted from there. Now Prabhupada's purport is over for this loka. Prabhupada did not speak about Niyamagraha, but remaining things he has spoken. That's why in Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Maharaj Manindra Chandra, there is one person. He comes and tells him, "You come and stay with me in my palace. There is a Vaishnava conference is there. For 1 month you stay. I will get your association." Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj tells, "You appoint someone as king for some time for your kingdom. You come and live with me in Navadvip. I will provide you one thatched hut, and I will beg. Whatever comes, I will share with you also. So in that way, if you want my association, you come and stay with me in Navadvip, but I will not come to your palace. What happens if I come to your palace and stay 1 or 2 months? Slowly I will get a desire. Why this person has such a big house? I should also have such house. We get influenced by our external things. So that's why he tells, I will not come." Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anurati commentary that too much endeavor to acquire knowledge on the part of mental speculators or dry philosophers falls within the category of Atyahara. So Atyahara means not only food. Prabhupada also mentioned what? No, this is Saraswati Thakur. Prabhupada. Money. Overeating or collecting more funds than required. So Atyahara means not only food, it is about money, it is about the knowledge also. Reading too many books to get the information. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, the endeavor of philosophical speculators to write volumes of books on dry philosophy, devoid of Krishna consciousness, is entirely futile. The work of karmis who write volumes of books on economic development also falls within the category of Atyahar. Similarly, those who have no desire for Krishna consciousness and who are simply interested in possessing more and more material things, either in the sake of scientific knowledge or monetary gain, are all included under the control of Atyahar. Atyahara means for all the senses, including the mind. Through mind, we get the more information. One is tongue, more food for all other senses also. Karmis labor to accumulate more and more money for future generations only because they do not know their future position. Interested only in getting more and more money for their sons and grandsons. Such foolish persons do not know even what their position is going to be in the next life. There are many incidents that illustrate this point. Once a great Karmi accumulated a vast fortune for his sons and grandsons, but later, according to his karma, he took his birth in a cobbler's house located near the building, which is in his previous life he had constructed for his children. It is so happened that when this very cobbler came to his farmer house, his farmer sons and grandsons beaten him with shoes. Unless the karmis and jnanis become interested in Krishna consciousness, they will simply continue to waste their life in fruitive activities. So, collecting of knowledge by jnanis is also Atyahar. Karmis books on economic development also Atyahar. Books of jnanis on dry philosophy. We want to accumulate more and more for future generations. We are telling that he became cobbler and he went to the same house that he has built, but the sons and grandsons, they have beaten him up. So the Kaila story also similarly only. Narada Muni tells, you practice bhakti, he tells, no, my sons would get settled, then grandsons would get settled. Finally, he dies and becomes a dog and guarding the fields. Then he gives up the dog's body and he becomes a snake. So Narada Muni tells, at least come now. He tells, no, I will not come. My sons, they are very negligent about the fields. I will guard these fields in the form of a snake. Finally, Narada tells the sons and grandsons, here is a snake. They only come and kill it. Next is Niyamagraha. Accepting some of the scriptural rules and regulations for immediate benefit as utilitarians advocate is called Niyamagraha, and neglecting the rules and regulations of the Shastras which are meant for spiritual development is called Niyama Agraha. So there are two things, Agraha, Agraha. Agraha means rejecting. Agraha means accepting them without understanding the purpose. The word Agraha means eagerness to accept, and Agraha means failure to accept. By the addition of either of these two words to the word Niyama, the word Niyamagraha is formed. Thus, Niyamagraha has a twofold meaning that is understood according to the particular combination of words. So, either eager to accept the rules without understanding the purpose, or failure to accept the rules. These are the two meanings. Those interested in Krishna consciousness should not be eager to accept rules and regulations for the economic development, yet they should be very faithfully accept scriptural rules and regulations for the advancement of Krishna consciousness. they should strictly follow the regulative principles by avoiding the illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. So basically, Niyamagraha means understand the purpose why we are doing. Just following the rules is not the like what is the rule for traffic? Why rules are kept for the traffic so that people will easily travel. If someone is traveling on Pedder Road in the night at 2:30 near Haji Ali, signal is red, and no one else, no car is there, still staying there. Okay, I will not travel. Only when it turns green, I will go. Because there is no need to follow the at that time. Or failure to accept at all. Here no parking is there, so many are parked. So it is mentioned one person is sitting in a garden and two people came. One of them is digging the earth, making a hole, and another person is coming and filling that again. Then again he goes little more distance, he digs, and the second person fills it. This person is wondering what they are doing. One is digging the hole, another is filling the hole. He went and asked, "What are you doing?" He told, "We are three people. First one job is dig the hole. Second one job is keep a sapling in that. And third one job is fill the earth in that." Today the second person is absent. So we are doing our job. So without understanding the purpose, just do my duty. But what is the gain? No gain. So that is how following the rules without understanding the purpose. Like in Bengali properties, they keep cat under the this basket during the marriage. Why it is done? No one knows. Some 200, 300 years back, one priest is conducting the marriage ceremony. That time, cat came and started licking the milk and curd there. So it will keep it under a basket. So from then it is a tradition. Even they don't have cat in the home. Marriage is nearby. Still, you did not bring cat. Bring the cat and basket. Keep that. So we need to understand whatever we do, why the rules are there. We need to question everything. Why this has to be done? Like the Sika is there. Really, I don't know why Sika is kept. Even now, also, I went to home. There, one boy was asking, "Why you have half hair?" I told, "What half hair? 90% hair, only 10% hair is there." Ah, but why that 10% hair is there? I am not able to answer. I asked many devotees also. Till now, I did not get satisfactory answer. Someone says that in the south they keep like that. In the north they keep Sika here. It indicates direction. But in ISKCON, we all of us keep backside only. So, or the rejecting the rules. This is COVID time. Here, only 20 passengers are allowed because social distance. In the here only in the boat itself 20 are there. Rejecting the rules. Rules are like road and the principles are like compass. So we should follow the rules also, but at the same time understand the what is the principle. Like Srila Prabhupada, when he want to establish a temple in the west, Padampat Singhania, he was telling temple means it should have the gopuram, kalash above, that kind of temple. Prabhupada is telling we will rent a place which is available. Purpose of temple is what? Hearing and chanting. That we will do. But he is telling no. He is stuck into the rules. It should have gopuram, sikha, all those things. Rules and principles both are important, but however, principles are more important. The purpose of temple is not to have kalash, but to sit inside the temple and glorify the Lord. That is more important. Of course, rules also good if there is a possibility. Now here we have this temple. There is no sikar only. If you go top, you can't understand where is the all this Kavala is there. Previously it was a, what is that? Yoga classes, all those things used to happen here. But when there is opportunity at Govardhaneka village, there is a proper shikar and all, everything is constructed. Because their rules also useful. They are the best way by which we can follow principles. So in that way, we need to understand what is the purpose and then follow the understand the principle and then take the rule also. Like telling Rupa Goswami told, give 50% earnings and emphasizing everyone should give 50% of your earnings. These are the some of the examples given by the previous batch people. What are the things they mentioned? In that way, understand the principle and adjust the follow the rules also wherever is required. Like one of our brahmachari sister, he was telling she is very sick. That's why she orders the food from the Swiggy. So by eating that, she is falling more sick. Because more sick, she is not able to cook. Not able to cook, so she again orders from the Swiggy. More negative cycle. And finally asked why so much. He can keep a cook. The same amount you pay to the cook, they will make. Then he is telling, no, they are very strict. They are Brahmanas. They want only a Brahman cook. So that's why not finding the Brahman cook, so not recruiting. But will the Swiggy people, are they Brahmanas? We don't know only who are cooking. So that is how we want to follow the niyam, rule. In our home, only Brahmanas should cook, but without understanding the purpose. Janasangha, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Anuvrutti, he writes, one should also avoid association with Mayavadis who simply blaspheme Vaishnavas. Bhukti Kamis who are interested in material happiness. Mukti Kamis who desire liberation by merging in the existence of the formless absolute. And Siddhi Kamis who desire the perfection of mystic yoga practice are classified as Atyaharis. To associate with such person is not at all desirable. Janasangha. So Saraswati Thakur tells, avoid the association of Mayavadis, Bhukti Kamis, Mukti Kamis, and Siddhikamis. When we associate what happens, we also get their desire. We also feel so much, let me just go into Brahman and take rest for eternally. I am too tired of this. Or Siddhikamis, someone may have some expert things. Like I met one person, makes he is Vastu and astrology expert. So he makes the land settlement. Land means if someone want to sell some land, just by seeing that person, he tells he will quote this much amount, and finally the deal will settle at this amount. And it will happen also exactly. For 12 years he practiced. He did some kind of thing and he got that siddhi. When we associate, we will also get that desires. Okay, let me also try this. So let's try. We should be very careful. Bhukti Kami, Siddhi Kami, and Mayavadis. And we should associate with only devotees. What is meant by association? The emotional exchanges. How these emotional exchanges happen? Huh? Why? That is one. What else? 6 loving exchanges. Dadati, Pratigrahanati, giving, accepting, giving, calling them for prasad, and taking, going to them and taking prasad. This. What happens by association? Develop the desires. That's why we need to be very careful. What are the desires we get in association of non-devotees? Yeah, one is non-devotional desires we get, and the anti-devotional also we get in the association of the non-devotees. I will share the PPT with one of you. You can share with others. Desires to expand the mind by perfecting mystic yoga, merging in the existence of Brahman, or attaining whimsical material prosperity are all included within the category of greed, lavlya. So this as Janasanga and lavlya Parvi, it appears similarly. All attempts to acquire such material benefits are so-called spiritual advancement or impediments on the path of Krishna consciousness. Modern warfare waged against capitalists and communists is due to their avoiding the advice of Srila Rupa Goswami regarding Atyahar. Modern capitalists accumulate more wealth than necessary, and the communists, envious of their property, want to nationalize all wealth and property. Unfortunately, the communists do not know how to solve the problems of wealth and its distribution. Consequently, when the wealth of the capitalist falls into the hands of communists, no solution results. Opposed to these two philosophies, the Krishna conscious ideology states that all wealth belongs to Krishna. What is the sloka? All wealth belongs to Krishna. Thus, unless all wealth comes under the administration of Krishna, there can be no solution to the economic problem of mankind. Nothing can be solved by placing wealth in the hands of communists or the capitalists. If a $100 bill is lying on the street, someone may pick it up and put it in his pocket. Such a man is not honest. Another man see the money and decide to let it remain there, thinking that he should not touch another's property. Although the second man does not steal the money for his own purpose, he is unaware of its proper use. The third man who sees the $100 bill may pick it up, find the man who lost it, and deliver it to him. This man doesn't steal the money to spend for himself, nor does he neglect it and let it lie in the street. by taking it and delivering it to the man who has lost it, the man is both honest and wise. So Lavulya means desire for Siddhi, merging in the existence of Brahman, attaining whimsical material prosperity. So Prabhupada writes, capitalism means all wealth belong to me. This is capitalism. That's why the capitalists, now the whole world is under the grip of the capitalists only. They politics, media, medicine, law, construction, agriculture, military, everything they control. Communism means all wealth belong to the nation. So they say that they're envious of capitalists. When he gets wealth, he uses for his own sense. These communists also say that everything belong to nation. So that is how in Russia also they got the wealth and they did not divide it equally. They say that some are more equal than others. Like that they say. Communist, everything, all are equal, they say, but actually it failed. So that's why Rupa Goswami, as Prabhuji mentioned, Isha Vasyam Idam Sarva. Everything belongs to Krishna. Since it belongs to Krishna, it is our duty to utilize it in the Krishna service. The materialistic people, they pick up and enjoy for themselves. The $100 bill means the material world. It is meant for me. The Brahmavadis, some of the people, they are interested. I am not bothered about what happened in this world. Global warming is there, or plastic is increasing, whatever it may be. My goal is Vaikuntha. Not even Vaikuntha, Brahman. So whatever happens here, Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. This is anyway Mithya. I have nothing to do with. They don't bother what is happening here. But the devotee, he understands that this world belongs to Krishna. Let me engage it in Krishna service. So we should not pollute the world or take care of the world because it is Krishna's property. One who takes more is liable to be punished. Yeah, same thing. Ishavasam idam sarvam etkincha jagatyandiga tena tektena vunjita magurala krishya siddharam. In the last, Srila Prabhupada writes in the last paragraph, Krishna conscious devotees know very well that this material world is designed by the complete arrangement for the Lord to fulfill all the necessities of life for all living beings, without their having to encroach upon the life or rights of one another. This complete arrangement affords the proper quota of wealth for everyone according to his real needs, and thus everyone may live peacefully according to the principle of plain living and high thinking. Unfortunately, materialists who have neither faith in the plan of God nor any aspiration for higher spiritual development misuse their God-given intelligence only to augment their material possessions. They devise many systems such as capitalism and materialistic communism to advance their material position. They are not interested in the laws of God or in a higher goal, always anxious to fulfill their unlimited desires for sense gratification. They are conspicuous by their ability to exploit their fellow living entities. The Krishna consciousness movement offers a spiritual community that can bring about a peaceful condition in the world. Every intelligent man should purify his consciousness and rid himself of the above mentioned 6 hindrances to devotional service by taking wholehearted shelter of this Krishna consciousness movement. Yeah. Okay, what is the commentary written by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur for NOI? What is the name of commentary written by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Anuvrutti, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Who is Mahatma? Yeah, one who satisfy the senses of the Lord is the Mahatma. Who is Duratma?
Satisfy own senses.
Mahatmas are under shelter of whom?
Krishna.
Antaranga Siddhi, Daivi Prakriti. Who is Daivi Prakriti?
Radharani or Lakshmi
Lakshmi
Maharashtra?
Devi. Those who are under Bahiranga Siddhi, what they will go through? Threefold miseries. Adi Atvika, Adi Daivika. Yeah. The bird is not taking your bag away, but intelligent human being takes away for storage. What is the problem? Greed is the problem. Storage is not a problem, but storage, whether it is useful or not in the future, and depriving others and the story, that is the problem. As per Prabhupada, for livelihood, what are the two things required? Land and cow. Over endeavor for creating factories, slaughterhouses, brothels, all these are not required. Dharma is meant for what? Liberation. Dharmasya hi apavargas. Of course, that is also correct answer. But for today's sloka, dharmasya hi apavargasya. Pa means parishrama, doing over endeavor. And another pa is pena. You might have seen bulls, when they carry the bullock cart, some kind of foam comes from their mouth, pena. Similarly, Jiva also, when he worked, that pena comes. Of course, not literally, but that exhaustion. But parishrama, pena, bhaya, fear, and bandha, bondage. Finally, ma, mrityu. This is the cycle. Apavarga. Apavarga means opposite of this, that is liberation. So the first three slokas of NOI discusses which stage in those 9 stages. Shraddha. One who has Shraddha, he has to accept a guru and he need to avoid unfavorable, anukulasya sankalpa, pratikulasya varjana. Whatever is the favorable, he need to accept. That is the symptom of a Shraddha. Solving crossword puzzles. This falls in which obstacle? Prajalpa. Which example Prabhupada gives? You are endeavoring for the grandsons.
Cobbler wala,
Cobbler.
the cobbler one.
Yeah, not cobbler. Rich person, next life he becomes a cobbler. What are the two meanings of Niyamagraha? One is failure to
Failure
accept,
to accept. Eagerness to accept.
eagerness to accept, but without understanding the purpose for which it is there. With whom we should not associate? Janasanga. Mayavadis. Bhukti Mukti Siddhikamis. Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sakala Asyan. Krishna Bhakta Niskama Atayeva Syanta. If a $100 bill is there, what we need to do? No, not for Krishna. Find the rightful person and give it. Similarly, this world belongs to whom? Krishna. So, giving it to the rightful person means engaging everything we see in the service of the Lord. Instead of neglecting, oh, it doesn't belong to me. My goal is Brahma Jyoti. I should not bother what is happening in the world. Okay. We'll stop here. Next class, Simachalam Prabhu or someone will take. Afterwards, Radhika Prem Prabhu will restart. Those who are online, thank you. I am not able to interact because I am not hearing what you are speaking. I hope
Hare Krishna,
you heard the sound.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji cannot listen to us, what we are saying.
Prabhuji cannot listen to us, Prabhu. Yeah.
Can we get the PPT, Mataji?
He said he'll share to someone and then the person will share to everyone.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is saying that we were following the rules and regulations only for the sake of following and not for the sake of How do we know what the difference?
Okay. How do we know that? When we understand the purpose, then we will know the difference. Whether the why I am following that particular rule. Without understanding the purpose, then if we follow, that is just for the sake of following. Like we apply tilak. Why we apply tilak?
It reminds us of Krishna when you do two feet of Krishna and one Tulsi. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
So I am keeping the feet of Krishna in my head to remember Krishna. Or Ekadasi is there. What is the purpose of Ekadasi? To engage more in spiritual activity. To engage more in the spiritual activity. Upavas. Vas means nearby. Stay near to the Lord more. If we understand that, we engage more. Otherwise, if we don't understand the purpose of Ekadasi, we just avoid eating the things, but we eat so much sadhana and take restful day and next day break the fast. So there is a we are following the rule, but not for the purpose of spiritual advancement. If we understand the purpose, Ekadasi means to engage on the day we don't cook or we cook less so that we give more time to the bhakti. So like that, each and every rule we take now, either we can do it for the sake of spiritual advancement or just to follow the rule without understanding the purpose.
There are ups and downs sometimes. You're not always, for the purpose, even chanting some days are very bad, some days are just certain up and down thing that. And one more thing, you said that was a very heavy statement, right? That when you don't like these all things, if you follow these things, it shows that you have Shraddha. But we are not able to follow it, like avoid associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna. And sometimes we do associate with people. Even they are in our family.
Associate means?
Yeah, but they are my family, my friends,
Okay.
like long-term friends.
Oh.
So we do associate with them. We do go to their houses and things. But does that mean I don't have Shraddha? I mean, that was a very heavy statement.
You may be giving your association, no? Or you are taking their association.
Usually they call us for lunch, dinner. We do have lunch and dinner at times.
That's okay.
Once in a while it happens. Maybe once in 2 years or 1 year, it's a okay, we go to the house. But you have to do it, that's what it is. So I was like quite blown away with that statement. Association hota hai non-devotees ke saath, so that.
See, Shraddha is also at various levels, no? Nishtha is also Shraddha only.
Yeah, but that's like fixed.
That is strong Shraddha. So similarly, our Shraddha keep increasing.
So but on Nishtha level, all these things, to follow these things and then,
Yeah.
but only then that is the level of Nishtha. That's what you say. Shraddha is still, upper niche, whether you can follow all of them or not.
See, it is all up to individual. Like when we go also, we go to Nadwara for arranging yatra. Then there is no place, there is no devotee. There is one hotel beside where no onion garlic is there. We take in that hotel prasad. There are some people who don't take that also. They just bring a kurmura, eat that only. Or when the Mahaprasad comes, they eat that only. So these are various levels. Some person is there, no problem. Even if the onion garlic hotel is there, we will take only the items which don't have onion garlic. So all are having Shraddha, but at various levels. So it is not that they don't have Shraddha at all. But we need to see as per our situation and follow whatever we can.
Thank you.
Very good.